What's up, guys? Itchy Braids here, and this is my garden that I started about 2 weeks ago. Most of these plants I'm going to be showing you I did grow from seed. Of course, there are a few that I didn't, but let's get into it. So first, starting with the things that I did grow from seed, as you can see, we have kale, 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 and all of these are kale plants. If you don't know, kale is similar to collard greens, and yeah, they taste really good. So this whole row is about 18 kale plants, and it stops about right here. And you may be wondering, what is this wire right here? Well, this is electroculture, and it's a form of growing, an ancient form of growing that helps plants grow fast. This garden is about 2 weeks old, by the way, but on to the next plants. Right here, these 3 plants are collard greens. And you see these 4 plants right here, these are tomatoes, and these are indigo tomatoes, I believe, which have like a purplish color. And over here is more kale, a mixture of kale and collard greens. And you can see, even though I've planted these around the same time, if you compare this kale to this kale over here, you can see this is much bigger. And not only because it's in the ground, but electroculture, and I'll make a separate video on that. That's a different video within itself. But on to the next plants. So these are some plants that I still have in the seed tray. I need to transport them. I just haven't made the space yet. I'm actually not sure what this is. It could be cabbage. I honestly don't know, because some of the plants we did plant and we had no idea, but this is all kale. I'm not sure what this is, and this is the same thing as this, and I have no idea what it is. But all right, so this is the traditional line growing, but then over here I have a mound, and mound is the original American way. It's the Native American way. It's called sister crops, where you will grow a variety of different crops on a mound. At the top, as you can see, I have 3 corn plants. This is glass corn, and glass corn is multicolor. It looks like a rainbow on corn. Think about Skittles, if you could turn Skittles into corn. These plants right here are zucchini. Zucchini is a squash, and it's gonna grow a vine, and soon I'm gonna have big zucchinis. Mind you, all of these I grew from seed. These 2 right here are beans. And if you're wondering why I have these plants, a lot of people consider them weeds. Some people call them Spanish needle. The proper name is Biden's alba, and it is actually not a weed. Bees love this. If you go buy some honeycombs and throw it in this, next thing you know, you'll have a whole beehive. Like, bees, this is a bee's best friend right here, and it just grows. If you live like down south, Biden's alba just grows like a weed. It's considered a weed. With that being said, it also has medicinal uses. You can use it for teas and other things. But on to the rest of my garden. So right here, some more seed trays. This is another zucchini that I'll probably give away. Zucchini, cabbage, maybe. I'm still not sure. It's the same things that was over there. And this is my pride and joy. You see more electroculture, but then another mound with corn, glass corn up top, 3 of them. This is a big squash or zucchini. But then back here, this is what is known as jelly melon. Another jelly melon plant. And jelly melon grows in Africa. It's a vine. Imagine a spiky orange that tastes like Sour Patch Kids. Yeah, that's jelly melon. So eventually I'm gonna have big spiky fruits, and you can't see it yet, they haven't came up, but in the middle of the jelly melon and the corn, somewhere around here, I've planted beans. And basically what's gonna happen when the corn grows and gets big, the beans are gonna wrap around the corn like it's a stalk, and the zucchini and squash, because jelly melon is also a squash, it's gonna keep the soil from getting hot when the heat comes. It's going to keep the moisture, because squash plants the squash leaves get very big, so it'll shade the soil. Last but not least, I have some more squash and jelly melons grown from seed. And over here, my neighbors gave me these plants. Shout out to my neighbors. This is a pumpkin vine, and eventually I'm gonna have pumpkins. It's gotten much bigger since I got it. He literally just pulled it out the ground and gave me a piece of vine, and I planted it, and now it's doing really good. You can see I have more kale. We planted a lot of kale because we eat salads a lot. This, I believe, is basil. I'm probably gonna have to do some work to it, maybe give it some plant food because it's not really growing much. Over here we have thyme, and this for some reason has given me predators, or I mean like spiders and mites, more than any of these crops combined. Like literally every other day there's something on it. Well, at least there was, and we fixed that, and I'll show you how I fixed that. Last but not least, I have this strawberry plant that I purchased from Lowe's, or was it Home Depot? It was one of them. I honestly, it grew a couple strawberries, but then they just stopped growing, and I'm almost certain this is a GMO plant, but I mean, it made some good strawberries. And I only bring that up because all of this other stuff I planted, these are 100% heirloom, organic, non-GMO seeds. With my next video, I will be showing you how I made this homemade natural fertilizer with no chemicals in it. So until then,